Well, it started when I was a little girl, I guess. Like, I always was interested with, I guess I watched, like, Space Camp, this movie from the 80s, and, like, other movies that had to involve space. And just in general, I've always liked astronomy. And it always interested me was, like, and astronauts was a big thing. Like, the Challenger, I remember when we studied the Challenger and everything like that. It was a big thing for me to be able to want to be something in that field or something. I remember when I was a kid, I used to say I wanted to be a hairdresser for a week and an astronaut for life. Because my mom was a hairdresser, but I was like, I gave her that little homage for a week. And the rest was an astronaut.
Nice. And how long have you been a science intern?
Since the fall of 2014.
And how did you get involved in that?
I originally was applied for the summer one, but I must have not got picked, so I just worked a little bit harder throughout the summer, come fall, and I was able to get picked for an intern, and that's how I got on the internship.
All right, so you didn't get picked the first time.
Yeah.
And you didn't let that discourage you.
It did at first, through the summer, I kind of like, it did bother me, but then I realized that I needed to work harder, and then I really hadn't applied myself. But then by fall time, my grade point had came up, and it fit the criteria, so I was able to get hired on.
So you saw the direct result of that?
Yes.
And do you think that has, does that become kind of a thing for you where you see that hard work matters?
Yeah, as a motivator, yeah, definitely, because...
Well, tell me a little bit about that.
Well, when I first applied for school, I kind of like dropped out back in 2010, and then I came back in 2013, and by then I had my own place. I worked on getting my own house or apartment, and by then I was more stable in a better situation, and with that I got motivated to get a house, and by then I was able to be motivated to work. But then the internship kind of fell through, but then I still worked hard at it and then brought my grade point up, and I was able to get on. And that was a motivator for me my whole site was because I saw the NASA internship, and that was my motivator, was to be able to get on with the STEM program through them and everything. That was my main motivator. Where we come from, my community, there's not a lot of positive outlets, and there's not a lot of things you can do to keep you preoccupied. I was at a point in my life where I was really kind of struggling, and just emotionally, personally, and physically. But like after I got involved with the internship and the college and the rocket program, that's what really kicked me into high gear, and I think really like kept me motivated and positive, and kept me away from some more negative things that I could have done. But I stayed positive, and we ended up reaping the benefits of that, and doing the hard work and keeping with it. I think it gives you good work ethic, and you end up learning to be more sociable, helps you with your public speaking skills and everything, the basic core that you're going to need for your college or for any job or career field you're going to go to in life. This year was the official year where we were able to compete with the ACES and Tribal Challenge for First Nation launch through the Wisconsin Space Grant Consortium program. And eventually with that, during our off hours in the spring semester of 2015, interns that were involved with it, if we on our free time, because that was part of the internship, was when we weren't in class, we'd have to go work in the internship, and then part of our internship was that we could work on the rocket in our downtime. So a lot of it was in our own free time. We'd have to go in there, and plus we had to motivate ourselves to be able to go in there and take time out to go help out, whether it just drilling some holes in a board, getting the avionics bay fixed, or sanding down the rocket itself, or helping to design it. It just all was like a slow process, but we had time to do it throughout the semester though, working on it. And I think that really helped in us with getting to where we got with our winning, because I think we took our time with it and studied a little more than.
So it wasn't a last minute.
It wasn't a last
effort.
minute, definitely not. From the rocket program, I think was that I could follow my dreams, and I could go into those fields, and that I was capable of handling situations like that. And whether or not it was technically the technological part of it when it came to the adrenal sensors, not necessarily that, but I was able to be able to speak in public, and that I was able to socialize with people, and that I was able to be outspoken and be able not to be scared to follow what I really wanted to do in life, and that I can succeed in those areas, and to not doubt myself so much, because I used to really doubt and think that I'm not good enough to do this or that, or I'm not smart enough. But after that place, I realized after we won that we are all smart and that we can all do it. It doesn't matter what walks of life we come from, because we all came from different aspects and different walks of life, but we all still pushed those things aside, and we all became friends, and we all learned to work together with teamwork and getting it done at the end of the day.
I'm here today with my team to shoot rockets for the NASA competition, and that just makes me so happy just to say that sentence, because like in the beginning, anything with NASA, we were just like, what, are we capable of this? And now we're here, and I'm so happy. That's just what we're all here to do, and I thought that's just what we're gonna do, but we're just doing so much more. It's exciting.
That sounds exciting.
This event, First Nations Launch, is important to me and I believe all of our team because of what we're going to take back home. And so Blanding is a pretty small town and right on the edge of the Navajo Reservation. And I've already been telling like stories about like what we're doing like in the lab working up to this event, and they're already amazed and like they're so proud of us. And I think just really to inspire everyone back home and the younger generation, like rockets, like the size, I showed them a picture of the size and immediate excitement, and I just would really like to take that back to our community and excite the next generation about this first launch, because it's just really a branch to all STEM fields. And a lot of us, we're not even like going into engineering. We have like, we're all going to different career paths, but like after this event, we still see how it could tie to whatever major future we have, even if it's like not STEM related. Like you still learn so much from it. But as like we got together every week and we just kept at it, just each and every day, the more we worked at it, just the more it became important to me. And I'm a big believer in teamwork, and I know you can't do everything yourself, and so like this just kind of have the epi point of like everything we did and teamwork coming together, and it's such a successful day for us.
Yeah, it's the first year that we came here. Our team was originally 6 people. It's just 2 of us, and we had a lot of challenges to overcome. Seeing the rocket launch, make sure it worked, and I got it on camera, and to me that was awesome. And getting to meet all these people around the country, they're all pretty nice. But overall, I mean, I learned a lot of stuff. Thanks to everyone who let us come here and helped us out, and I had a pretty good time. So hopefully I'll be back sometime in the future.
I'm living my dreams. I really am. You know, I never thought I'd be alive to see 23, the way things were going. I'm 28 now, and everything was looking up. So I made changes to my life and everything, and just toughed it out. Yeah, got more confidence in myself now. You know, to survive, you gotta keep up with the modern times and stuff, and to survive, you gotta keep up with the old times too. So I'm just trying to take the best from both of it and make it work, balance it out, stuff. Yeah, it was cool being able to work together and against all odds, you know, being like the smallest commodity college around. And we did it, you know, nobody expected us to be where we're at today, and here we are.
Yeah. It fascinated me. I always wanted to be an astronaut, but I just never thought I was smart. But I started getting into mathematics, and I like that. So mathematics and science are just one of my favorite things to do and learn. Right now I'm stuck between computer engineering and mechanical engineering. But I know I want to work with mathematics and numbers and science. It's the only thing I get. And it's a one in a lifetime chance around here. We don't get this opportunity around here to do fun things and different things. Have like a great feeling because not much of my family gets involved in stuff like this. So I'd make my grandma and grandpa really proud.
I had no experience with rockets or rocketry engineering, anything. I'm a biology major, and being here and the folks that I've met, I mean, it's more of a family, and to be able to network and just keep in contact with all of them throughout the year and come back the next year. I mean, it's my 2nd year, and I definitely plan on coming back next year, and you know, it's amazing, the folks here and the family. I mean, just learning the science of it all is phenomenal. It's an opportunity I didn't have before that I don't know where I'm going with, but I love it, you know. So it really inspired me to come back, made me want to come back, seeing what they're doing, and then also John Harrington, Commander Harrington, being here and it really hit home for me because he's married to a Nez Perce, Nimipu, and my traditions back home in the Longhouse, he's experienced. He's been there. And then his trip across the country, he mentioned going through Crow Agency and Lodgegrass, and that's where I reside right now is Lodgegrass. And when he mentioned Lodgegrass, I had to look around like nobody in here knows Lodgegrass but Little Bighorn College. And here he's just, oh, you guys know Lodgegrass? I'm like, how do you know Lodgegrass? You know, it was like mind blowing. Everything he was telling me is like everything. And I believe everything happens for a reason. And meeting him and his experiences and how they relate to mine is like, he knows where I'm coming from. You know, like I can do that.